The Hive is one of the most underrated operator skills in the game. It's not just a trap, it's a map control tool. Hive can lock down lanes, slow enemy pushes, deny rotations, protect flanks, and punish over-aggression. Even without getting kills, it steals time, breaks momentum, and forces enemies into bad decisions. Strategy 1. Choke points, doorways, and narrow pathways. This is where Hive shines the most. Place pods at doorways, stairwells, hallways, and tight lanes where enemies are forced to funnel through. One well-placed pod can stall an entire push, slowing enemies and breaking their timing the moment they try to move through. Position pods just out of direct sight, around corners or slightly past the doorway, so enemies trigger them before they can react. Used correctly, this strategy turns simple choke points into controlled zones, making every push costly and predictable. Strategy 2. Now, if you really want to kick things up a notch, combine the Hive with smoke grenades. Use smoke to disrupt vision and timing, then deploy your Hive pods along the routes enemies are forced to take. As opponents push through the smoke, their movement slows, spacing breaks apart, and Hive punishes the push the moment they commit. This strategy is perfect for controlling lanes, protecting objectives, and denying rotations. Smoke forces enemies to move cautiously, and Hive turns that hesitation into an advantage, buying your team time, control, and positioning. Instead of reacting to enemy pressure, this combo lets you dictate the pace of the fight, turning common routes into controlled zones where every push becomes a calculated risk. Strategy 3. Hive plus sniper equals fun. Combine Hive with a sniper to turn enemy movement into easy targets. Place Hive pods along approach routes, flanks, and common challenge lanes that feed into your sniper position. When enemies trigger the Hive, they're slowed, damaged, and forced into predictable paths, making headshots and clean picks effortless. This setup is perfect for holding long sight lines and power positions. Hive covers your blind spots while you stay scoped in, and each pod activation acts like instant intel, letting you know exactly where enemies are pushing from. Strategy 4. Hive versus Riley, the counterplay. Riley can be a major nuisance, but Hive can turn him into a baited trap. Place your Hive pods along high-traffic lanes, doorways, or objective approaches where Riley is likely to patrol. When Riley charges in, he triggers the Hive, but it takes a moment for the pods to fully take effect, which means Riley could reach you before the full impact lands. Timing and positioning are key to avoid getting caught. This strategy works best in tight corridors and choke points, where both Riley and the enemy are funneled. Even if the pods don't immediately finish him off, they slow movement, disrupt pushes, and create openings for your team to capitalize on. Strategy 5. Hive for hardpoint and domination control. Hive isn't just for corridors, it's perfect for holding objectives. Place pods along common entry points, stairwells, and pathways leading to hardpoints or domination zones. When enemies try to push in, the Hive slows them down, deals damage, and disrupts their timing, making it much easier for your team to hold the point. For even greater effect, layer multiple pods across the objective approaches. Even if one pod doesn't get a kill, it breaks up enemy coordination, forces hesitation, and buys crucial seconds for your team to maintain control. Hive also works well with support equipment like smoke or flash grenades. Smoke can force enemies to take a longer route or hesitate, while Hive punishes their movement, turning every push into a high-risk gamble. The Hive isn't meant to take down a Goliath, but used correctly, it can definitely hold its own against the most powerful operators. Case in point, check out our Waterboy 23 going up against a Katana operator. Even against one of the game's most aggressive operators, Hive controlled the lanes, slowed pushes, and broke enemy momentum. With well-placed pods, what could have been a chaotic fight became a calculated advantage. Strategy 6. Double smoke to expand Hive's range. Want to make your Hive cover more ground? Use 2 smoke grenades to extend its effective area. Throw 1 smoke deep into the lane and a second near the entry point. Then spread your Hive pods between them. This creates a longer engagement zone, forcing enemies to slow down, hesitate, and move carefully through a much larger section of the map. This strategy is perfect for wide lanes, open courtyards, and long rotation paths where a single Hive placement wouldn't normally be enough. By pairing Hive with double smoke, you can turn large map areas into controlled territory and dictate how enemies navigate the battlefield. Well, that's it for today. Till next time.